So when he took the decision, I remember it was the press conference going on at that time with Buddhadev Bhattacharya, and he announced Singur. And I was standing at a distance, because at that time we were not told which would be the site. And I think it really surprised me, because we knew that was the, naturally you have all the questions in your mind asking, have you communicated this to the person whose constituency it is? Have you spoken to them? Have you taken everybody on board? But for him, it was what? It was natural. He felt that, yeah, why shouldn't it be? I'm here to do business. I'm here for the development of the state. I'm not here to get into politics. So the fight was, so this was one thing. I remember that evening, another thing happened at the airport. It was really funny. Well, not funny, but it was very sweet. We were on our way back after that press conference, and I went through the ladies, where the frisking happens at security, and then he was coming through, and obviously there's a lot of protocol around Ratan, but he still insisted on going, and he went in and he stood on that and stretched his arms and waited to be frisked. And the security officer at that time turned around and he saluted in front of him. And he said, "Sab, please get down. You are our pride." And he said, "No, I want to be, you must do your job." And this was who he was. Wow. And look at him, the lives that he touched. It just, this is a security guard who just refused to. He said, "No, sir, you are, please pass." So, it was quite a moment. I watched it at a distance because I'd already gone through. And I saw his reaction and the smile and the way he looked at the security officer and shook his hand. This is what he was about.
Were you in touch with him after 2012? When was the last time you met with him, spoke with him?
About 2 months back, yeah, roughly about two to three months back, yeah. Oh, I remained in touch with him. We remained friends. He inaugurated, he was there at one of my functions. We always talked on the phone whenever we could. And I think we remained, what was nice was that we remained good friends much after, and actually we reminisced many moments, because Tamanna, there were times, when there was a lot of intense. Remember, this was a phase of the Tata Group at a very critical phase. And we were at Army and Navy, and he was from Bombay House, and I would get a call from him saying, or his secretary Dilnaz would call and say that Mr. Tata's coming over for coffee. He loved coming to our office because, and I knew it when he was going to come to the office, there's something on his mind that he wants to bounce off. He just loved the coffee at the office, and he would come to Army and Navy, where our officers, and there were many times that happened when he would then bounce an idea or bounce something and discuss something that he was, or something that could have been bothering him that he needed an answer to. And those are very, and so when we met subsequent to those, in the last few years, whenever we met, we really did reminisce the moments that we spent together, because I remember there was an incident in, you asked about Anecdotes, so we were in Dubai. Krishna Kumar was there, and a couple of other Tata people. We were in I can't remember which mall it was, but this gentleman, that was a time when the Indica thing was still going on. There was still uncertainty. We had just taken on the mandate. There was still uncertainty about, is Indica going to be a success? And there was a lot of, the Tata Motors had lost losses of X, front page headlines and stuff like that. This is just before we got into the mandate, and then this is a few months later. And then this gentleman in Dubai came up to him in the mall and said, sir, I have an Indica. And he looked at me thinking somebody's going to complain. But the gentleman said, "Sir, no, I love your car. It's lovely. I bought the car, and I bought a Tata car." And and again, he loved shaking hands, and he shook his hand, and he was so happy to hear that. The joy on his face was so amazing. And then when he walked away, he said to me and Krishna, "See, they like it. The others have a comment, but they like it." Yeah. And this is what he was all. This is, so it was nice. So he was inside. There was this, this man who, who did things from the heart and wanted people to like what he did. He wanted them to, he didn't do it for himself. He did it because he wanted others to do well and to be successful and to own, you know, like I said, good cars and have a comfortable life.
Yeah, yeah.
He had great joy in that. He would, you know, I mean, just look at the way he did that with, you know, with dogs. And I have one very funny incident, which I can I share that?
Of course,
about
please.
the dog?
Of course.
We were very, we were at our guest house in Bombay when we had to shift to Bombay because of the mandate, a lot of our professionals. So we had a dog which was a stray dog, and he said, look, you know, will you look after this dog? Because he would have so many stray dogs, and he said, would you look after this dog? And I said, certainly, we have a guest house, we'll look after this dog. So his driver would bring food, you know, that Ratan would make sure that his driver sent the food for the dog, although our cook would be making food for the dog in any case. And this dog became a very healthy dog. And he needed to go out on walks. He needed to be taken out on walks because he became lazy. One fine day, he went out of the hands of our cook who had taken him on for a walk at Marine Drive. I must tell you, I've never seen PR professionals running looking for a dog. Okay, this dog had disappeared, and they said, you better get back this dog as quickly as possible, because, you know, it was a dog that Ratan gave, and it was such a funny sight, I must say. We found him eventually, and he was, and I had to call him. I said, Ratan, you know, this dog is, you know, we called him Jackie, and we said, you know, this dog is, he's disappeared. Yeah. He left the lease, and he said, well, he's so heavy, because he would see him, you know, we would make sure that he got to see him as well. And he said, you fed him so much. And I would say, well, we feed him what comes from your place, and we also feed him. So anyway, we finally found the dog, and then I called him in the night.
So you had to report. So you had to report back that Jackie was all right. Those must have been some nervous hours.
It would be wrong. No. I think I was nervous myself that, oh my God, I've lost the dog. What have I done? And more than that, it was my PR professionals, you know, Vishal, you know, wearing his tie and then taking his tie off and running. And suddenly I saw all these 4 or 5 guys running on Marine Drive, wondering what are they doing, and then we're looking for Jackie.
Since you were in touch with him, all the things that he did after retirement, some of the companies that he invested in, was he still a workaholic after retiring? Was he very involved or excited about these new ventures? Did he discuss it with you?
You know, he wanted, when he retired, he did say that I would like to bring young entrepreneurship to, you know, I would like to invest with young entrepreneurs and encourage them. So this was his thoughts. If you look at it, he was always wanting to do things for other people. And therefore, he would take positions in their companies to help them develop, because we have very smart people in our country. And he had this, and he had seen this way ahead. I mean, we're talking about entrepreneurship now, or the companies that are coming on, the unicorns that they're so called now. He was already seeing this 20 years back.
How did you feel, or what is your view on the transition which has taken place so smoothly? We had the announcement about Mr. Noel Tata taking over as chairperson of the Tata Trust just within 24 hours, very dignified, very smooth. Any views or any thoughts on that?
I'll say just one thing. Ratan will be very happy.
Why do you say that?
He'd be very happy with that.
Why do you say that?
Be very happy that he would be very happy that it was unanimous. He always was a man of consensus. It was never a top-down approach. You asked me a question earlier on the companies. It was never a top-down approach. He was a man of consensus, and that it was unanimous. He would be very happy. And why? Because, you know, I think Noel, if I go back, if you look at the legacy, whether it was Jamshedji or whether it was JRD, whether it is Ratan, Noel would carry the same legacy. He comes with the same values. He comes with the same strengths. And I think that's that's why it's happened so smoothly and done so quickly, because I would believe that's what Ratan would have also wanted.
Thank you so much, Neera, for sharing with us, for opening up to us, and coming out with a public conversation after so long on something which I'm sure is very dear to your heart. It has helped us get an insight like none other into the persona that was Ratan Tata. So thank you.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling